What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can scrape Google Maps reviews automatically on make.com. Let's get started. The tool that I'm going to use to scrape Google Map reviews is called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool with pre-built actors that you can use to scrape any website or automate projects. After creating an account, head over to Apify store. Now, over here, you'll search for the website that you'd like to scrape. In our case, we'd like to scrape Google Maps. So here, I'll search for Google Maps. And then here, click on search. And you can see here, we have 52 tools that you can use to scrape a particular action on Google Maps. So you can scrape Google Maps data using any of these two tools. You can extract emails from Google Maps. You can scrape businesses. But in our case, we'd like to scrape reviews from Google Maps. So here, I'm going to use this tool to scrape Google Maps data. So here, I'll click on this tool. On our tool, we'll need to provide a Google Place URL that are connected with a selected Google Place. If we wanted to scrape the reviews of a Marabu restaurant, I'm going to copy the URL of this restaurant, and on our tool, I'll click on where it says start URL, I'll click on add, then I'll paste the URL that we just copied on Google Maps. And then here, we can choose the number of reviews that we'd like to scrape. For example, here we can add, let's say 10 reviews. Here we can sort either by newest, most relevant, highest ranking, or lowest ranking. I'll choose newest. You can also go a step further and only scrape reviews newer than a specific date. So here, you can add a specific date if you want to. And then here you can choose the language. In our case, I'm going to choose English. And then to scrape the reviews of our restaurant, I'll click on Save and Start. Here, you can see that our tool is running and our actor is getting our data. Here, you can see that our tool succeeded in scraping reviews of our restaurant. So here, we are getting the place. Our place is called Marabu Restaurant. And then we are getting the review text over here. We're also getting the stars. So we're getting 5-star, 3-star, 2-star, 5-star. We're also getting the name of the reviewer over here. And then we're getting the review link of the specific review that was written by the reviewer. And lastly, we are getting the Google Maps link of the place. In our case, it's Marabu Restaurant. So this is a Google Maps link of a restaurant. To automatically scrape Google Map reviews of specific locations on Google Maps, we'll need to create an automation on make.com. On Make, I've created a new scenario and renamed the scenario to scraping Google Map reviews. So here, the first thing we'll do here, I'll search for Apify, and then here, I'll click on Run an Actor. You'll have to create a connection between Apify and make.com. To create a connection, click on Add, and then here rename your connection. Then after you've renamed your connection, you'll need to add your API token over here. Now, to get your API token on Apify, click on Settings, then click on API and Integration, and then here you'll find your personal API token. All you have to do is just copy it, and then on Make, come and paste your API token over here. Since I had already created a connection, I'm going to close and I'm going to choose my connection right here. Here, we'll need to choose our actor. Now, since we are scraping Google Map reviews, I'm going to choose our Google Map reviews tool over here. I'll choose to run synchronously. So I'll choose yes. And then here we'll need to add our JSON. On our tool right here, you'll see where it says manual and JSON. I'm going to click on the JSON part. And then here, I'll copy our JSON. And then before pasting our JSON on Make, I'll pass our JSON to a JSON formatter tool like this one to format our JSON. So here, I'll paste our JSON, and then to format our JSON, I'll click on Process. And then here you can see that our JSON has been formatted. So here, I'll copy our JSON, and then on Make, I'll paste our JSON right here. And then here, I'll leave everything as is. Click on OK. Module, we are only running our tool, but we're not getting our data. Now, to get our data from our tool, Here, we'll add another module on Apify called get dataset item, where we'll need to add the dataset ID. To get our dataset ID, we'll need to add the default dataset ID right here. And then the format, we can leave it as JSON, we can limit it to 100, or in our case, you can just choose to limit it to 10. And then here, I'll click on OK. Now, to scrape Google Maps reviews of our restaurant on Make, here, I'm going to run automation. You can see that our automation ran successfully. Now, you can see that the status over here was a success. And we scraped 10 reviews of this restaurant right here. I'll click on OK. And then on our get dataset item, you'll see the 10 reviews that we scraped using Apify, getting the name of the reviewer, the review text, date it was published, the time it was published. We're getting the reviewer link, the review link, the reviewer photo. We're getting the stars. We're getting the location of the restaurant, the address, the neighborhood, the street, the city, the state. We're getting the title of the restaurant. We are getting the Google Maps link of our restaurant. All that data we're scraping using this Google Maps reviews scraper tool on Apify, and we're getting the rest of the data for all the reviews that we just scraped. After we have scraped our Google Map reviews of our specific location, we can choose to automatically add the reviews to a Google spreadsheet. I've created a Google spreadsheet and renamed it to scraping sheet. Now here's where we're going to collect our reviews after we have scraped them from Google Maps. I have various columns that we're going to add the data. So after we have scraped a business from Google Maps, so here we're going to collect their business name, the name of the reviewer, the stars, the review text, the review URL, and the place Google Maps link. On our automation, here, I'll search for Google Sheet. And then here, I'll click on Add a Raw module. I'm going to search by path. And then here, I'm going to choose my drive. And then on our spreadsheet, I'm going to search for my Google spreadsheet, which is called Scraping Sheet. For the sheet name, I'm going to choose Google Map Reviews. Here we're going to say the table contains headers. And then here for the business name, we're going to add the business name here. I'm going to add this as the title. You can add the name of the reviewer. Name of the reviewer is his name right here. You can add the stars over here. You can add the review text, which is this text right here. You can add the review link, which is this link right here. You can add the place Google Maps link. So our restaurant, you can add the URL over here. You can also choose to add more columns and collect more data after we have scraped reviews of the business that we are looking to scrape. You can even include reviewer ID, reviewer URL. So you can add published at. Then for the H column, we're going to add the published at date. And then here, I'll click on OK. So on this module, I'll rename it to Scrape Google Maps Reviews. And then click on OK. Now here, I'll rename this to Get Google Map Reviews. And then click on OK. Then here, I'll rename this module to Google Map Reviews. Then click on OK. Now, to add our reviews to our spreadsheet right here, I'll run automation again. Here, you can see that automation ran successfully. Here, we succeeded in scraping Google Maps reviews. And then here we got the 10 reviews that we just scraped right here. And then here we added the 10 reviews to our Google spreadsheet. On our Google spreadsheet, here you'll see our reviews that we just scraped from our Google Map Reviews scraper on Apify. Here we are adding the business name of the business that we're scraping reviews from. We are adding the reviewer, we're adding the stars that they gave the business, we're adding the review text, the review URL, the place Google Maps link, also adding the published at time. So this review was published 20 hours ago. We're also adding the published at date of the review. Now you can choose to format the time on Make just by parsing the date on Make. That's pretty simple. With this simple automation, we are scraping reviews of a business and adding the reviews to a Google spreadsheet that looks like this. Automation works perfectly. Now, here we are only scraping one business at a time. As you can see right here, we have only the Google Map link of Marabu Restaurant. Now, if we wanted to scrape more than one business at a time, here I'll create another Google spreadsheet like this one right here. I've renamed this spreadsheet to businesses to scrape. And here I'll add the Google Maps URL of the businesses that would like to scrape their reviews. To automate this process, here on Google Sheet, I'll click on watch a new row module. And then here, I'll make this our trigger. Then here, I'll search for a spreadsheet. Our spreadsheet is called scraping sheet. Then here, our sheet name is businesses to scrape. So the table contains headers, and we can limit it to 2. And then click on OK. Here, I'll choose to start from all, then click on OK. Now we can run this module and see if we're going to get our links. So here, you can see we are getting our businesses URLs right here. Since we limited it to 2, that's why we have only 2 bundles. I'll rename this module to businesses to scrape. Then click on OK. Now, if you wanted to scrape the reviews of both our businesses right here, I'll remove the URL that we had coded and add the business URL from our watch new row module, and then click on OK. Now, on our spreadsheet, on our Google Map reviews, here, I'll delete the previous reviews that we had. To scrape the reviews of 2 businesses, on our Google spreadsheet, I'll choose where to start. Here we can choose from all, and click on OK. On our Google Maps reviews spreadsheet, I'll leave it as empty. And then on automation, I'll run automation again. You can see that it succeeded in scraping the reviews of one of our business. And over here, it also succeeded in scraping another of our business on our business to scrape sheet. Then here, we're getting the reviews of one of the businesses that we scraped from over here. So the name of this business is Solved Puzzle. And you can see we scraped 10 reviews of this business. We're also scraping the reviews of another business called New York Pizza and Restaurant right here. And you can see we've scraped 10 reviews of that business right here. And then we're adding the reviews to our Google spreadsheet using this module right here. Now, on our spreadsheet here, you will see the reviews that we just scraped for each of our businesses. So the first business was Solved Puzzle business, and the other one was the New York Pizza and Restaurant business right here. So we're getting the name of the reviewer, we're getting the stars that the reviewer gave, we're getting the review text, the review URL, the Google Maps link of our business, the day the review was published, and the date and time the review was published right here. So we can separate the 2 businesses by adding a row right here. So these are all the reviews that we just scraped for both of these businesses using the simple automation that we created on Make.com. We're using Apify to help us scrape the Google reviews and Make.com to add the reviews on our Google spreadsheet, which looks like this right here. If you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. I read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire automation or system from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.